What is up, my people? In today's video we're going to talk about the question, how far is increased prosperity for all a realistic goal in your society? Now let me just start off by saying that I like this question a lot more than the previous question, question 7, because this question is a lot more manageable. It leaves more to more room for imagination, less constraints, less restriction. But without further ado, let's go do this question. Now, what are 3 things you need to look out for? Number 1, increased prosperity for all. Number 2, a realistic goal. And number 3, your society. Now, bearing in mind that before you come to your conclusion, you have to examine the extreme term for all, because all is a term in the most extreme sense of the word. Anything that is extreme in general paper has to be examined carefully, because how are you going to prove something that's so extreme? Every single Singaporean, increased prosperity for all of us, even the ones that don't want to be prosperous, even the ones that just want to drink, gamble, take drugs and ruin their lives. Now that's something we must examine towards the end of the question. But in the beginning, we address the simple issues first. Increased prosperity. How do we, as a country, as a society, how do we go about bringing this prosperity for our people? Now, the idea is simple. In the beginning stages of our economy, as long as we grew the economy from the independence until now, as long as the economy was growing, more jobs would be created. And more jobs would be being created, there were more people who were becoming more well-off, becoming more prosperous, businesses becoming more prosperous. But up to a certain point, that growing that GDP can only solve so much of the problems. There are always going to be people who fall through the cracks. There are always going to be people who are so unfortunate that no matter how much the economy grows, they are not going to be better off. So then what then does the government do? We have organizations like Mendaki, like SINDA, like the CDAC, which goes about trying to help the less fortunate within our different ethnic groups. So for example, if you were a student from a very poor family, these are the organizations that will step in and help to make sure that you have an equal opportunity for success. And let's talk about equal opportunity for success. How do we as a society ensure that our citizens have that opportunity to do well in life? Everyone is given compulsory education right from the cradle, right from when you get into kindergarten, primary school, all the way up to junior colleges. Even at university level, there is the tuition fee loan, right? So there's no excuse for not getting an education. And education is central to the growth of our country, and it's also one of those things that gives every citizen a shot at increasing their prosperity. Now, besides education, there's also free libraries available as long as you're a Singaporean, as long as you're a citizen. Go in there and borrow some free books, get some free knowledge. No one's putting a gun to your head and stopping you from getting smarter. No one's stopping you from adding more value to yourself. In that way, we have made it possible for people to add value to themselves and be more prosperous. So in a way, this would actually be a realistic goal if you look at it from that perspective. On top of that, we also do things like redistribute wealth. Remember the goods and services tax, and remember the GST vouchers. I'm not sure if you're old enough to get some GST vouchers, but what it is that you pay GST on when you go outside and you buy stuff, and if the government determines that you are within a certain category whereby you're not earning that much, they're going to give you back that GST, that money that you pay in taxes in terms of GST voucher. GST, it will be automatically banked into your account. So that is a redistribution of the rich, wealth from the rich to the poor, to those people who are not that well off. So that is what we have done in trying to make the society a more equitable society, trying to reduce the rich-poor divide. Quite obviously, if you're earning millions of dollars a month, then you probably wouldn't be seeing any GST vouchers in your mailbox anytime soon. So I'm sure we can all agree that it's fair, and that helps to contribute to that goal of making prosperity for all of us realistic. Now, On top of that, it gets even better. If you are stuck between a rock and a hard place, you are earning $800, $1,500 a month, and you're not doing too well, guess what? We have the Workforce Development Authority Agency, the WDA, and what it is that it provides highly subsidized training of up to 90% for people to upgrade themselves so that they can go out there and get a better job and get a better life and have more prosperity coming their way, right? And if that isn't even enough, there is always the lottery. But I don't mean that the lottery is there for you to buy and then increase your wealth, no. When I say the lottery, the 4D and Toto and those kind of legalized gamblings, what I mean is that it's a taxation on stupidity. It's what economists call a taxation on stupidity. And honestly, I think, you know, gambling is very stupid, and so does the government, which is why they have this taxation on stupidity. And if you buy a lot of these tickets and you keep losing money, where does this money go to? It goes to the less fortunate. What a brilliant idea, taxing the stupid to help the poor. So, or you know, those who can afford to be stupid. I'm not saying that everyone who, if you buy that, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying you're helping the poor. Anyway, so these are all ways in which we help to provide, you know, increased opportunities for prosperity for all. Now, we need to examine closely the question now, because we're getting to the part where we talk about for all. And if you realize that how the government in Singapore works is that, or as a country, how we work is that we only help you if you want to help yourself. So if you can't be bothered to help yourself, if you can't be bothered to go out there and take a WDA course that you pay 10% for, then it is unlikely that you would have that opportunity to have increased prosperity. It's only fair that if you don't want to work for your prosperity, no one else will work for you. No one owes you a living, right? That's one of the fundamental ideals and values of our country. So, the question of whether or not it is a realistic goal, it can be unrealistic because sometimes some people just don't want to help themselves, right? They have the Jesus take the wheel attitude. Not gonna do anything. I'm a drug addict. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a gambling addict, and you know, I'm just not gonna do anything to help myself. Even then, social services is gonna come in and rescue you. So what are you talking about? We have a great country over here. Now, we're still discussing whether or not it's realistic, whether it's a realistic goal, and you need to understand that when they say increase prosperity for all, you have to think about the two magic words, for all. And you also have to think, increase prosperity. Do we mean an equality of opportunity for everyone to increase their prosperity? Or are we talking about an equality of outcome? Because it's two different things. Equality of outcome means everyone increases their prosperity by the same amount, in the same amount of time. And that is also known as communism. Definitely increase prosperity for all, and it's very equal. Or do we mean equality of opportunity, whereby everyone has the same opportunity to succeed in life, and it depends on whether or not you take that opportunity? And I like to believe that equality of opportunity is something that we as a society have decided to live and die by. So in determining whether or not it is a realistic goal, I would say it is realistic only to the extent that you are willing to step up and help yourself. If you really have a Jesus take a wheel attitude, even when the social worker comes in and tries to help you, even when you just don't want to be helped, then it's not realistic for that small amount of people, right? However, for the rest of Singapore, I believe that it is a realistic goal. Leave me comments in the comment section below and let me know what you think.